Hey everyone, and welcome back to Sue's Corners, where we take confusing real estate terms and break them down into plain English. Whether you're buying your first home or your fifth, my goal is to help you feel confident throughout the buying and selling process. Today's topic is one of the words that makes most buyers feel the most nervous, and that's underwriting. If you've ever experienced your lender say your loan is in underwriting and immediately thought, uh-oh, is this something wrong? Don't worry, you're definitely not the only one who thought that. Let's talk about what underwriting actually is and why it's so important and what you should expect. So, what is underwriting? Simply put, underwriting is the lender's final review of your loan. Think of this as quality control. You're asking a bank to lend you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Before they do that, they want to make sure everything kind of checks out. They're verifying that the information on your loan application is accurate and if you're in a good position to repay the loan down the line. It's not about trying to find reasons to deny a loan, it's making sure that everything meets the lender's guidelines and criteria. What does an underwriter actually look at? The underwriter is reviewing several parts of your financial picture. They verify your income and employment to make sure you have stable earnings. They'll review your credit history and your current debts. They look at your bank statements and assess to confirm you have the funds needed for your down payment and closing costs. They'll also review the appraisal to make sure the home is worth what you're paying and check the title work is clear. In other words, they're making sure both you and the property qualify for the loan. Remember, you and the property. Does my pre approval already do this? This is probably one of the biggest misconceptions I hear. A pre approval is a fantastic first step, but it isn't the final approval. Think of a pre approval as a lender saying, based on the information you've provided us, here's what we believe you qualify for. Underwriting is where the verifying happens. The difference between taking someone's word for something and confirming it with documentation. Why do they keep asking for paperwork? If you've bought a home before, you've probably experienced this. You send your pay stubs, then they ask for another one, then your bank statements, then they ask for an updated statement. Maybe they ask you to explain a large debt or verify an employment detail. I know it can feel repetitive, frustrating, but honestly, sometimes it's completely normal. Underwriters often received updated information throughout the entire process, and they simply need the most current documentation so they can give the final stamp of approval. It doesn't automatically mean there's a problem. What should you not do during underwriting? This is where buyers can accidentally create problems. Once you're under contract and your loan is in underwriting, try to keep your finances as steady as possible. Don't buy a new car. Don't finance furniture for your new house. Don't go to NFM. Don't open a new credit card. Don't quit your job or change careers unless you've discussed it thoroughly with your lender. And try not to move large amounts of money between accounts unless your lender knows that it's happening. I always tell my buyers this: pretend you're financially frozen until after closing. Once you have the keys, celebrate however you like. Until then, keep everything as consistent as possible. How long does underwriting usually take? Every loan is different, but most underwriting reviews take anywhere from a few days to about 2 weeks. A timeline depends on several things: how quickly documents are submitted, so get them turned in when asked, whether additional information is needed, the type of loan you're using, and how busy the lender is. The faster everyone responds, the smoother the process usually goes. What are the possible outcomes? There are a few possibilities. The first is approved. It means everything looks great, you're good to go. The second, and by far the most common, is conditionally approved. This simply means the lender is almost ready to approve the loan, but needs a few additional documents quick. Maybe this is an updated pay stub, proof of insurance, or a letter from the bank explaining a deposit. This is incredibly common and usually isn't something to worry about. The third possibility is denial. But if you've worked with a good lender, been honest throughout the process, and haven't made major financial changes, that's much less common. If there's something I want you to remember from this video, it's this: underwriting isn't designed to stop you from buying a home. It's designed to make sure everything is accurate before the biggest financial transaction of your life takes place. So if your lender asks for another document, don't panic, don't get frustrated. Just make sure you stay organized, you keep your finances steady, and you trust the process. So, I hope this helped make underwriting feel a little less intimidating. If you have any other real estate terms or questions that you would like me to ask, please drop them in the comments below and we will feature it on our next video. If you found this video helpful, please make sure you like and subscribe and share with a friend who's maybe getting ready to go through the buying process. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.